All right, we are ready for Varsity Boys basketball here on the Crusaders Sports Network. From Lincoln Christian, I am Keith Miles, and the Bennington Badgers are in the gym this afternoon to take on the Lincoln Christian Crusaders. Bennington Class B, they are 9-8 on the season. Crusaders C1, 10-7. They had a tough game on Thursday night out of Kearney Catholic against the second-rated Kearney Catholic Stars. Crusaders were right with them for three quarters. Kearney Catholic kind of blew it open a little bit in the fourth and ended up with a 15-point win. So Lincoln Christian, 3 games to get back for 3 games to finish the regular season, and just 3 games left for our seniors. We're going to hear from Coach Gary Nunley as he talks about the LCS seniors.
I'm Josh Hyatt, and this is my wife, Lindy. I'm the elementary PE teacher here, and we have 3 kids attending, but all in our first year, so we just started this fall.
The teachers truly care about the whole child. They're not just they're concerned about education, of course, but they're more concerned about spiritual well-being of our children. I don't know if I can say it without getting teary, but Lincoln Christian is a community that we never knew we needed, and the Lord knew we needed it, and so it's been a huge blessing for our family.
We've never felt more welcome, never felt more at home, never felt like the people around you care as much as we do when you walk through the doors here. The teachers and staff here really do a great job of making sure everybody feels welcome and really pouring the gospel into their lives. And that's number one in our priority list, and that's the thing that we've felt the most when we come to Lincoln Christian.
So I just want to talk a little bit about our 5 seniors, and just as a group, what those guys have meant to our program. And all 5 of those guys are young men that not only play the game right and play the game hard, but they're walking with Jesus Christ, and their faith's important to them, their walk with Him is important to them, and so that leadership that they give us, not just on the basketball court, but on the spiritual side, has been really important. I just want to say a few things about each of them, too. When we talk about Jonas, you're talking about a young man that's undersized, playing in the post, but his heart certainly isn't undersized. And Jonas plays hard, and he always, when he's on the court, gives everything that he has, and we're going to really miss Jonas. I want to talk a little bit about Gunner, and Gunner, again, is a young man that plays really hard and has played both the guard positions for us, and he's somebody that at times has started, at times has come off the bench, and it hasn't mattered whether he's starting or coming off the bench. He's going to give us everything he has. He loves his teammates and his school, and we love Gunner. We're going to miss him. I want to talk about Brady McGear. Brady also is a young man that has started some games and come off the bench some games, and he's a young man that has really grown up over the last 4 years, and I couldn't be more proud of a young man than Brady McGear, and how he puts his teammates first. He is one of those guys that on the sidelines that is genuinely happy for his teammates' success, and he's always cheering them on, and so we love Brady and we're going to miss him. I want to also just talk about Gavin McGear, and Gavin has been a starter for us multiple years at the point guard position, and he's somebody that's really improved his game from an offensive standpoint. He's always somebody that's just been terror on the defensive end for other teams, and there's times we've had to have Gavin back off a little bit just to get some rest, but he just sells out on the defensive end. He's not going to rest on the defensive end. He sells out, and then he's really improved his offensive game and become a real offensive threat for us, and that's been important. That's been critical in our success. Drew Buchelman is our 5th senior, and Drew is a young man that is extremely talented. He can score at all 3 levels. He can get to the rim. He showed last night that I think he had 4 dunks last night, and Drew is really an explosive athlete. But he's also expanded his mid-range game, and he's a consistent threat from the outside. And so just really proud of Drew, and how much he's grown since his freshman year, and not just in size. And obviously, he's grown a ton since his freshman year. And but he's just really grown in his leadership and his mental toughness, and just his overall approach to the game, and how hard he's going to play. And so we're really proud of Drew, and we love him, and we're going to miss him. So 5 seniors, thanks you guys. You've just you've had an incredible impact on our program, and let's keep this thing going as long as we can.
Thanks for supporting Lincoln Christian and watching Crusaders Sports Network.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lincoln Christian for some good basketball action. We welcome the Badgers from Bennington High School to do battle with your Lincoln Christian Crusaders. Please stand with me for our opening prayer, led by Mr. Marty Riley, our LCS elementary principal. Then remain standing for our national anthem, presented by the LCS Pep Band.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for the hard work both of these teams have been putting in all season. And Lord, I pray as we cheer and as they work hard on the court that we will give all the glory to you. And Lord, we thank you so much for Jesus Christ, who came to rescue us through his death, burial, and resurrection. And I pray, Lord, that he'll be given all the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Let's get to the starting lineups. First for the guests on the scoreboard, the Badgers from Bennington High School. Number 1, a junior, 5'10" Seth Wimpen. Number 3, a junior, 5'10" Austin Holtz. Number 11, a senior, 5'10" Cale Bird. Number 21, a senior, 6'2" Tyler LeClaire. And number 22, a senior, 6'3" Silas Hughes. The Badgers are coached by Luke Olson and Chris Grinvalds, Trent Stryker, Bart Miller, and Zach Bird. Now for your Lincoln Christian Crusaders. Number 3, 6'7" senior, Drew Buchelman. Number 4, a 6'1" junior, Gage Owen. Number 12, a 6'1" senior, Gavin McGeer. Number 21, a 6' senior, Brady McGeer. And in the middle, number 42, a 7' junior, Easton Marshbanks. The Crusaders are coached by Claire Donnelly, assisted by Nora Boardman, Nate Ross, Josh Donnelly, and Chad Hansen.
All right, we are ready for high school basketball. Lincoln Christian and Bennington will match it up, and the tip controlled by the Badgers right off the bat. Bennington will have the first possession. That's number 21, Tyler LeClaire with it. Back outside to Seth Wempen and Cale Bird. And LeClaire drives in, misses the shot, but draws the foul, and that'll go on Marshbanks. So right away, Easton Marshbanks with his first foul.
Yep. Something that Easton has to be careful with, just all season long. You don't want to pick up those early ones. And LeClaire, just with a really strong drive, good size, physical body, you can tell he's going to be trying to take it to the hole a lot tonight, or this afternoon.
Well, it'll be night before we're done, so... So LeClaire's got the first, and he goes 2 for 2, and the Badgers on top. I'm Keith Miles along with Zach Hasselbaum, and here quickly into the front court, that is McGeer up to Hollenbeck, and on the other end, Easton finishes.
Yeah, Mount E with the finish. What a nice pass by Gavin. Just no wasted dribble, quick transition.
And Gavin has got great vision. I don't know if you saw the highlights or maybe you were at the Aquinas game Monday night. Gavin with a half-court lob up to Buchelman for the dunk.
Yeah, he really does. He is just a great court general, and also becoming a little more of a scorer, which we can really use down as we come to the end of the season here.
There goes Wempen with it. And he's trying to get it inside, but has to come back outside. LeClaire again, run a nice spin move, and Wempen open in the corner, and he drains the three.
I haven't seen Bennington play or know much about him this year, but it's very quick to identify. LeClaire is going to try to generate offense by driving hard, and again, appears to be a good, strong, physical athlete.
And Austin Holtz, number 3, hasn't even touched the ball yet. He's their leading scorer. And there's the rebound on the missed shot. And Bennington back on offense in a 5-3 lead. And Holen with his hands in there. Bennington ends up picking up the loose ball, though. That's Bird. Drives, gets trapped. Hands off, though. Streaking down the lane was Hughes, and he finishes. Bennington just 9-8, but they play a tough schedule. Class B, and they're in the Eastern Midlands Conference with Elkhorn and Elkhorn North, Norris as well. Inside to Hollenbeck, and to Marshbanks. He finishes again.
Nice finish. Yep.
And now we got a whistle.
And have a little talk here, and hopefully the Crusaders can talk about taking away driving lanes here during this quick little breather.
The clock says 7:36. I know we played more than 24 seconds. So I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if it was running and then jumped back. We've got an ace clock keeper over there in Mark Powell. So
yeah, a lot of experience behind that keypad over there. I got confidence in him. I think we've got to set it about what? Little more than 5 here to go, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see. Wow, and they've set it at 7:29, so 12 points in 31 seconds. That's wow. That's a lot of points. So.
Oh, boy.
And Holtz ends up dribbling it off his arm. The official says it's a turnover to the Crusaders. So
great dig down by Gage Holland there. You know, just a full all-around utility guy. I love the way he plays defense. And it looks like maybe Brady McGear drew the defensive assignment against Holtz.
And there's Brady with it. He's guarded by Holtz on the other end. Yeah, Brady has really stepped up his game. He's started the last 3 or 4 games for the varsity. There's Gage Holland. He goes up and just misses. Tried to go up. Was starting with his left hand, switched to his right to avoid the defender, and just missed the shot.
Yeah, great basket cut. Good pass. Just need to finish.
Kick out in the corner, an open 3. No good. Engaged with the rebound on the other end. Bird missed the 3-pointer. And a stop and a pop, and Drew Buchelman hits it.
What a beautiful cross-court pass there by Gavin McGear. And Drew Buchelman, one of those few players these days that has that mid-range game.
And Drew averages 17 a game. He's had several 20-plus games here in the last month. And there's Holtz, and he hits his first basket.
Yep. They're going to have to hedge on that screen. So Brady coming off of 2 different screens there, set up for Holtz.
Holtz is 52 out of 138 from three-point range this season. Their leading three-point shooter, and he picks up the foul on the other end.
So making more than 1 out of every 3, and you know, in game time play, that's good shooting.
And Holtz averages almost 17, so he and Buchelman both with 17 points a game coming into tonight. And we got a offensive foul.
Mr. Russell seeing something away from the ball there. I think called a moving screen on Gavin.
So Gavin with his first foul. Actually, we had same officiating crew, I think, in the JV game, and there were several of those calls, probably a half dozen calls in total of offensive moving screens. Shot left short by Holtz that time.
Yeah, those are really tough calls either end of the floor, whichever way they go, just to be consistent with throughout a game. You'll see them take place 40 times.
And Gavin a drive for the basket, but he missed the shot, and now back on defense. That's Wempen with it, back outside. A 3 on the way from Hughes, in and out. And the rebound to the Crusaders. Here's McGear. And uses the screen from Marshbanks and finishes.
Nice take there by Brady McGear. And as you said, Easton making a great path to the rim.
Holtz now driving on McGear. Stops, pops, misses, and rebound. Oh, man. Went through a couple of Crusader hands, but it ends up with the Badgers. So LeClaire now, 4:40 to go here in the first. In what might end up being a 9.5-minute quarter, but LeClaire stops, pops, in and out, and Buchelman with the rebound. So the Crusaders can take the lead on this possession. And McGear again around a Marshbanks screen. Holland drives.
Nice pass.
And Easton finishes.
Yeah. Gage really beginning to come alive as a player there. Just nice drive, creating an open pass to Easton.
So Hughes with his second foul, and he's going to have to take a seat on the bench. Isaac Connor is in for Bennington, as well as Trey Bird. And for the Crusaders, Jonas Berger on the floor.
I think senior Gunnar Dworick came in there as well. Now Ethan Hollenbeck coming in too. You know, that Hughes is a big kid, but when he's standing down there by Easton Marshbanks, doesn't quite look like that.
Right, he's 6'3", but giving up about 7 inches to, or about 9 inches to Easton. Holtz stops and pops.
Well, I can see where that 17 points a game comes from. He's a nice, smooth player.
So we're tied at 12. Top of the key, Buchelman drains it.
Buchelman says, my turn.
So number 3 for 3, and LeClaire, all the way, and he is stripped of the ball, but we got a foul, and that goes on Jonas Berger. Jonas plays good aggressive defense and sometimes likes to use most of his fouls when he's out on the floor. Likes to take advantage of those fouls.
He does. You know, Jonas is a great just athlete and physical, and that it brings an edge to the team that really helps. Just having somebody that can really be physical, and it doesn't hurt to get called for some fouls here and there and just set a tone of the game.
Jonas, one of the seniors, and we'll hear from them at halftime, the 5 seniors on the LCS boys team. LeClaire rolls the second one in. He's 3 for 4 from the line. 3 points. It's a 2-point Lincoln Christian lead. So the Crusaders have Buchelman, Dworick, Gavin McGear, Ethan Hollenbeck, and Jonas Berger on the floor. Inside to Hollenbeck. Back outside. Dworick open for 3. Just a bit too strong. And the rebound, LeClaire. Good job to wrestle that away. And he got poked in the eye. Unintentional, but I think took a finger to the eye maybe. So officials timeout to deal with that. He's looks like he's squinting a little bit.
Yeah, don't think he was happy that body wasn't called there maybe.
So here comes Trey Bird. He's played on the JV game tonight, had a good game, scored 14. Bennington won that by 4.
The future looks bright for both the Crusaders and Bennington there from watching that JV game. A lot of young talent.
And there, Hollenbeck kind of got poked in the face. So, and then Holtz, with another 3. So he's up to 8 already.
That's one of those that in the transition of a rebound, you just can't lose track of a player that can shoot like that.
In and out, and then on the rebound, they're going to say Hollenbeck has the foul. So that's 4 team fouls on the Crusaders. 2.5 to go here in the first. So we've got, for the Crusaders, Holland back in. There's a long 3 off the mark and a long rebound. Almost saved by Bennington. But number 11, Kalebird, fell into the Crusader crazies. Now Bennington with some pressure. And Brady McGear into the front court. And
nice take.
Drives baseline and scores. He took off about 8 or 9 feet from the basket and flew in and laid it in.
As you said, Brady really starting to come alive here at the end of the season. He's one of those players where, honestly, he has a ton of scoring potential of a game where he could just break loose. Has a great 3-point shot, the ability to drive, and he's stepping it up on the defensive end of the floor.
And Trey Bird, that was his second foul as McGear finishes the 3-point play. Crusaders back up by 2. And that shot off the basket, off the mark by Coe, and the rebound to Marshbanks. Now Berger drives baseline, kicks it back outside to McGear. And a bounce pass, and they're going to say a jump ball. Marshbanks couldn't get it up quite quick enough. And Bennington grabs hold of it. So the Crusaders and the Badgers, one of a couple of new teams on the boys' schedule this year. They added Elkhorn and Bennington, 2 Class B schools. We've already beaten Elkhorn, so we'll see if we can make it 2-0 over these new opponents.
Yeah, you bet. We definitely didn't try to lighten our schedule on a couple strong opponents here.
Inside to Marshbanks, and the foul is on number 5. That's Isaac Connor.
Almost his 3rd and 1 there.
And Easton has been getting the last few games, he's been getting a lot of practice at the free throw line, and I think as the season's gone on, he's stepped up his free throw shooting, and just as I say that, he bricks one off the back, but I may have that. I'll see if I can find it in our stats, but I think he's short on both of them. And Marshbanks 62% free throw shooting, but I think early in the season he was under 50%.
Well, the first one looked really nice and soft, and he does have really good touch for a big man, and just needs to shoot the ball.
And Isaac Connor up and over Marshbanks for his first basket. That was some acceleration by Connor. Ball tipped out. It'll stay with the Crusaders. A minute to go.
Yeah, as you said, there, Connor just a really fast burst step there. Caught him off guard.
So McGear for McGear. And almost a steal there. A little bit of a lazy pass coming in from out of bounds for the Crusaders. And Coe almost had a steal. So we got a tie game. Both teams have had the lead here. And quickly back down to McGear. He can't finish, but he's fouled. Josh Coe picks up the foul.
2 real close and ones in the last 3 possessions there, but I think you're right, Keith. These are pretty evenly matched teams. 2 different completely styled teams. It's going to be a fun one.
And now 3 misses in a row from the line for LCS. Marshbanks takes a seat on the bench, and that's probably a good idea. Easton picked up that really early foul, and make sure he doesn't pick up another one late in the quarter. And Gavin rolls that one in to put Lincoln Christian back on top. Gavin's first point. Gavin averaging 9.8 on the season, and there's a turnover. Pulling up ahead to Buchelman. And they call him for an offensive foul.
Yeah.
That's an odd call. I mean, the defender didn't go down and looked like he was moving backwards, but
I don't know what to say there. I'm just going to probably not say anything. Oh, man.
First foul on Buchelman, and with a half a minute to go, Bennington with the ball.
Yeah.
And a chance to take the lead.
Good, strong, athletic take there by Drew, and hopefully that doesn't discourage him. Just keep attacking the basket.
5 team fouls on Lincoln Christian, 6 on Bennington, so the Crusaders will shoot 1-1 with the next foul and for the rest of the half. There's Holtz. That's the guy they want it in his hand for the last shot. And they give it back to Holtz, and he traveled.
Yeah.
I think Holden forced that travel, didn't he?
He did. Just again, an explosive athlete, great defensive pressure. Wasn't even his guy there. He just read. He knew what was coming. And game awareness. Who are they trying to get a last-second shot? You know it's going to Holtz, and again, now we're going to get something here.
And Marshbanks, and no, they wave it off. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that is right.
I do. You know, Todd Zart only has about 40 years of reffing experience. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a great official.
All right, here we go. Second quarter of action. Seesaw first quarter, lead back and forth, and Lincoln Christian with a 1-point lead, and Bennington first possession out of the quarter break. There's LeClaire back to Holtz,
that's a travel.
And he traveled again.
Yeah, just kind of bobbled the basketball a little bit. But, one thing apparent in that first quarter is we have definitely a strong inside advantage if we continue to use Easton and be patient on the offensive end, play fast, but at the same time get the shots that we want.
Inside to Marshbanks. He muscles up and in.
Right on cue.
So Marshbanks now is in double figures already. He's got 10, and he averages just 14, just over 14 for the season. And a nice move by LeClaire, and he scores.
Yeah, again, I'll say it. LeClaire, just a nice-looking athlete. He looks like a guy you could hand the football off to about 20 times a game.
6'2" senior. Inside to Buchelman, and that's going to go out of bounds, and they say it's off Lincoln Christian. About 3 guys down there, 2 of which had blue on, and apparently the guy with white's the last guy to touch it. So,
yeah.
Bennington again a chance to take the lead. They're down 1. We've traded baskets in the second
Travel
quarter,
again.
and third straight travel from Holtz. He's going to get a complex here if this keeps happening.
Yeah, he's just trying to force a little bit right now, and that comes from great pressure that combination of Holland and McGear are putting on him up in the front court. Man, I'd say that a little bit of a hold.
Oh, and Gavin leaves it just short. A good drive to the basket, but he can't finish. And Marshbanks forces that turnover. Here comes McGear with it. So a basket apiece here in the second quarter.
Easton has somebody almost just full-fledged wrapping him up. He just has to demand that spot on the low block.
Cale Bird with a finger on it. Out of bounds to the Crusaders under the basket. See if we can get somebody open for an easy look under the basket. And the answer is no, but we do get Buchelman open for 3, and he hits it. That's better than a shot under the basket.
Yes, it is. You give Buchelman time to set up, square up, and shoot a 3. It's going down.
And Holtz, and the ball is stripped out of his hands this time. Here comes McGear. And we got another offensive foul, and that's probably the right call on that one.
Yeah, Gavin doesn't usually make a wrong decision in transition there, and if he would have just moved off to the right, he had Gage Holland wide open for the layup. Gage actually creating that turnover, tipping it away from Holtz on the drive.
And a big foul for the Crusaders because Gavin's going to have to take a seat on the bench. His second foul of the game. He may set most of this second quarter. That's Hughes to Wempen. They go downside to LeClaire, or down low to LeClaire, and back to Hughes. He's open, and he hits another 3.
Yeah, he likes that top of the key 3. I mean, that's where he sets up, and I tell you what, Easton's just going to really have to demand his spot on the floor and make the referee call that.
And then a turnover on the other end. I said Hughes' his second 3. His first basket was a long 2, but he's got 5 now.
Yeah, and he had that 3 from the top of the key that was about 9/10 the way down and came out to start
maybe
the game.
I think that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. So Lincoln Christian back on offense. They go inside to Marshbanks, and he does finish this time.
Yeah. Hughes working hard, but he's just giving up a lot of size.
That's Bird. Now Holtz with it. Stops, pops just inside the three-point line and scores.
That young man really has a nice jump shot. Just that's tough to stop coming off the screen that hard.
And he's at 10. And Buchelman has it stripped going between the defenders. He was able to get through him, but the ball got stripped. And then on the other end, that's Cale Bird who finishes. And then a turnover. And back to Bennington.
Oh, you got to get up on him. There you go.
And Buchelman goes high for the rebound. And that one's too high for Marshbanks, and he goes down. Again, I think Buchelman would have been better served to kind of bring that back out. And now a ball is stolen by Gage Holden. He's using those wide receiver skills to jump up and grab that one.
Yep, a lot of ups and downs here without a whistle. Letting him play, so to speak.
And Brady McGear is left open, and he leaves it short. And Hughes was hooking Marshbanks. And the foul, there's a couple guys down on the other end, and that foul is going to go on Gage Holden. And that's 1-1 now for Bennington.
And Russell seeing that foul there, honestly, I think his eyes was taken away from a little tussle up at half court here where Easton was thrown to the ground. Just a little bit of a conflict going on there. They're going to need to clean this game up.
Jonas Berger back in, and it'll be 1-1 for Cale Bird. Averages about 3 points a game. And misses. So the Crusaders again on offense, just halfway mark of the second quarter, and Lincoln Christian can take the lead here. And Gunnar Dworak goes all the way and scores. Great move, great kind of a double clutch, and goes up and scores with the right hand.
You bet. Great body control there by Gunnar, and just an athletic play.
And that foul, I think, on Brady McGear.
Yep, kind of sticking his left hand in the hip there. And
so Bennington they had 6 team fouls with about a minute to go in the first quarter, and they haven't had one since.
Yeah. That's I think you can just see the guards are kind of trying to figure out how it's going to be called. It's a real regressive hand checking far from each end of the basket, and then they're kind of trying to get through a screen and gets called for the hand check. On a different note, I like seeing Brady pull up that three-pointer. That's an aspect of his game that I'd like to see him really get going as we move into the end of the season in districts. He's really got a great shot if he gets set, and all he needs is the confidence of taking them.
And Holtz gives the lead back to Bennington.
Hey, Holtz is a quick defender as well. It's good defense.
And you know what? I just looked up his stats. If it's late in the game, we don't want to foul him. He's a 90% free throw shooter. Dworak uses the screen from Berger. And now Holden with the screen from Hollenbeck, and the shot is left short, and Bennington with the ball in a 1-point lead. Gage poked at it, but no turnover. Now LeClaire a long three, and he drains it.
That's it. I believe for the Crusaders, our 3 leading scorers, if I'm not mistaken, are on the bench right now. So we're going to have to generate some offense here.
And Gunnar Dworak can do it. He doesn't this time. And Bennington with the rebound. Crusaders kind of mistimed their jump a little on the board, and defensive rebound. And there's an easy basket by number 15. Caden Bloom. And Gary Nunley will take a timeout, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point lead for the Badgers. And looking at the comparables as far as the schedule, Bennington, as we said, they play in that Eastern Midlands Conference. They lost to Elkhorn 55-30, but that was the second game of the season. And Lincoln Christian with a 4-point win over Elkhorn back in January. Both teams have lost to Norris twice, and the scores were pretty similar, about a 10 to 15-point loss both times for Bennington. Bennington beat Crete 69-43. Lincoln Christian lost by 3 to Crete. That was a real toe stubber for the Crusaders, a game that we should have had but weren't able to finish on. We both lost to Omaha Concordia, about the same margin. They lost by 3. I think the Crusaders lost by 4. And we both beat South Sioux City pretty handily. And Boys Town, we both beat Boys Town pretty handily. So boy, there's a lot of common opponents between the two schools, and pretty evenly matched. And I think, I wasn't counting up there, but I think we beat Elkhorn, they lost to Elkhorn. We lost to Crete, and they beat Crete. So we'll probably have about the same record in our common opponents games.
It sounded like it, and as you said, pretty comparable scores as well. So. 2 completely different style teams in my opinion, but similar outcomes, and so far a really competitive game.
So Gavin McGear and Drew Buchelman remain on the bench. Easton Marshbanks is back on the floor. And they get it inside to Easton, and he's quickly triple teamed and is fouled. So that'll be on Isaac Connor. That'll be 1-1 for Easton. He was 0 for 2 the last time from the line, so
put him in. And I'll tell you, that's a good, strong take. And next time he's going to have to be careful to go straight up because the coach is working hard on the officials right now that he wants an offensive foul for turning in. He's working them hard.
That's Coach Luke Olson, head coach for the Badgers. And Easton now has missed his last 3 from the line. And hits that one. So that stops a Bennington run. They had scored 7 in a row. There's Connor with it. Now Wempen back outside to Bloom, and he hits it.
Bloom there with a really nice looking jump shot as well.
And he's scored the last 2 baskets for Bennington. They're up by 7, their biggest lead. Now McGear comes back out, finally uses that screen. Jonas was waiting for him to use it. Inside to Marshbanks, and they're going to give him an offensive foul. I knew it, and that's probably a good call.
You know, I honestly think just an absolute flop, and as I told you, the coach was working the refs hard the time before down the floor, and so they were waiting for it, just waiting to drop. And Big E's going to have to be aware of that. Teams are going to start to do that when they realize they're not able to stop him from turning around. Just as soon as he starts to turn, throwing himself backwards.
That's his second foul, and he'll set the rest of the quarter. And LeClaire has a steal by Holen. And a great move up and around, and Holen scores the basket.
Great athletic play on both ends of the floor by Gage Holen.
And after that offensive foul on Marshbanks, that was a big possession because the Badgers could have gone up by 9 or 10. That's Seth Wempen with it, guarded by Berger. Spins, goes up, and finishes.
What a nice move. Tell you what, a few guys just stepping up. That's a great take by Seth Wempen.
Now Brady McGear with it, and he tries a long 3. And up and over the top.
Well, need to get a defensive stop here with 20 seconds.
So Bennington will have the last shot here. At halftime, again, we're going to hear from our 5 seniors, Gavin McGear, Brady McGear, Drew Buchelman, Jonas Berger, and Gunnar Dworak. Had fun talking to those guys and some of their memories both on and off the court as an LCS senior. And Holen with another turnover, and then Bennington gets the timeout.
Tell you, Holen kind of just asserting his physical presence there. I love to see that. And as you talked about the seniors, I don't know if, not only have they had a lot of success on the basketball floor, but just what a great group of young men, leaders for our school.
And they, one of the things I asked him is, what are your favorite memories from being part of the team? And I think it was Gavin that said just the fact that I get to play basketball with my best friends, and I've been doing that for several years now. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Gavin's one of those kids that's just his maturity is years ahead of his age.
Crusaders could use his lockdown defense. He's on the bench now with a couple of fouls. Try not to give Bennington anything easy here. And Wempen. And the ball on the floor, and they're not going to get a shot off. So the Crusaders dodge a bullet on that one, but they've still got work to do. They're down 38-31 at halftime. And again, let's go now and hear from our 5 LCS seniors.
I'm Gavin McGear. I play point guard. And I'm assuming my first team I played for was like a Y Pepsi League of some sorts.
I'm Drew Buchelman. I'm like a forward, and the first team I played for was Knights basketball. So.
Brady McGear, shooting guard. First team I played for was probably YMCA.
All right, Gunnar Dworak. I also play shooting guard, and the first team I played for was Gretna basketball.
Jonas Berger. My first team I played for was YMCA, and I played more of a forward.
I'd say my favorite memories was when it was our junior year when we went to Kearney and we all stayed in the same hotel room. And that was just super fun getting to stay up late and not late. We were ready for the game. Just like hanging out in the hotel room with people, so it was super fun.
Anything on the court, a favorite memory?
I'd say holiday tournaments probably my favorite time of the year, and then obviously state too. So just like those tournament settings are super fun. A lot of pressure and it's fun.
My favorite memory probably off the court would be a team night at Coach Nolly's house. Just all the guys are together having a good time, playing ping pong, stuff like that. On the court, probably my first lob to Droop, or his first dunk, was a pretty memorable experience, and that was super fun. So
cool. I'd say my favorite off court memory was also the hotel rooms and stuff, because it was for the conference tournament last year, and there's a bunch of us in one room and we were just all messing around having a good time. It's just a super cool time of year because that was the first time the Centennial Conference tournament was outside of Lincoln, so that was pretty fun. And then I'd say my favorite on-court memory was when we played Norris last year, and just those final seconds were super intense, and just seeing the shot barely fall off the rim and knowing that we beat a pretty good Norris team felt pretty good. It was pretty exciting.
Off the court, I would definitely say the hotel experience, and on the court, I would also say the Norris game. You know, how we lost them earlier in the season, and then it came down to the wire the second time we played them at home. It was just a great environment, and we ended up winning it, and it was just a great time.
I would say my favorite off the court is probably just some of the van and bus rides. Not particularly a certain one, but just all of them kind of piled up. They kind of start stacking up, and then just remembering and thinking about some of the old ones. And then on the court, I'd probably say just getting to play with all my best friends pretty much, this class and then some of the underclassmen, and then last year, and then even some of the older guys from 2 or 3 years ago. Just kind of getting to play with a whole bunch of different guys. And just building different relationships throughout the years, just kind of different mixes and stuff. It's probably one of my favorite parts.
I just say they've been very intentional about bringing the gospel to practices and stuff, and just challenging us every day in that way, and just making sure that we're disciplined on and off the court, tucking in our jerseys. I'm sure if Coach only walked in, we'd be doing push-ups, but just giving us a sense of discipline, and it's just, yeah.
I would say that the coaches just have been a great big impact on us by every day before practice we'll do a little devotional, and they go out of their way to have intentional relationships with us. I would say that they do a great job at developing us as players, not only through the game but through our relationship with Christ. So
I would say it's a lot of the little things that the coaches do. Sometimes after a game, a coach will text us individually and say you did a good job, or check in and see if we're all right. Or Coach Borgman will put a highlight of Drew dunking or something like that. So little things like that kind of go a long way for me. And then honestly, just how open they are and easy to talk to, not even with basketball, but then just trying to develop our relationship with Christ and kind of push us to do our own devotions on our own time and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd say for me it's kind of a mix of all those. I really enjoy the 5-minute devotional before the games and practices, and then just the little things when they reach out, and none of us feel we can't reach out to them if we have problems or issues that we're struggling with on or off the court. So that's really been big in just our growth in our relationship with Christ as well.
I think the biggest way I've grown this with the coaches is, so freshman year I came in, and whenever I'd miss a shot or turn it over, I'd clap my hands and I'd kind of hang my head. But that is not tolerated here, and so I have learned, and that has been very helpful, because it just keeps the negative thoughts out of your mind and just keeps you focused on the next play. So that's been very helpful.
I would definitely say it's kind of cliche, but just enjoy it, because it does go by pretty quick, especially this season kind of starting late. Some of the coaches saying we only have a third of the season left just kind of hit me a little bit, and I think we only have 2 home games and I think 5 regular season games left, and then we're already on to postseason. So it just goes by really fast. and just kind of like enjoy the relationships you build with your teammates and stuff. I know like a lot of us are like really close with like Justin and Ashton, and like still being able to like keep in touch with them has been like really fun, and just know what's going on in their lives. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'd say.
I'd say for me, the biggest thing is like just connecting, like whether that's on the bus or when we go to the same hotel room, like just like even coach says like put away your phone, like just hang out with your friends, like you don't get to do this often, so like just cherish every moment on the bus, like even when you're not playing, just being together, it's so great and awesome. So yeah,
I would just say having a positive attitude. I feel like as my basketball season's gone on, my attitude's gotten way better, and when coaches don't see things your way, it just kind of pushes you to work harder. And I think that's a big thing to learn with life, is when things don't go your way, to work harder so that you can get better at it.
I would also kind of mimic what Drew said. I'd say relationships are a big part of my life, and just like getting to build those like with the younger Cosman, like as seniors, like there's a really good chance to do that. And even if you're not a senior, like even reaching out to like a junior or something, and just having those relationships and being able to like use your friendship in the game of basketball is like really cool. I remember my freshman year, just Trayson Bigler was super good to me, and just it was just made the year a lot better. So definitely relationships.
I'd probably say a few things. One, you'll never regret working in the off season for basketball. Two, developing relationships can make all the difference in the world. Honestly, it'll make or break your basketball season. And finally, just have fun, because I mean, like that's what we're doing it for. So I mean, work hard, but have fun while doing it. Well, I would say my faith has grown. I've just kind of learned to take challenges as just motivation to get better. I think they imprint on us pretty well that we need to take challenges as we know that trials produce perseverance, and I would say that just going through tough games or tough stretches, or even doing well, like it's all part of our story, and we just kind of work through that to strengthen our relationship with Christ. So
yeah, I kind of said just like the coaches challenge us to like really like dive into like the word ourselves, and kind of like have personal devotions and stuff like that. And then also just like in a basketball sense, they really try and like push us to like focus on like what we're really playing for, and just kind of like glorifying God, not so much worrying about like our parents or like friends or just fans in general. Like make sure we know who we're playing for, and just kind of, you know, what we're doing, our purpose we're here on life.
Yeah, I'd say something we really focus on is adversity, and how it does create perseverance, and it makes us all stronger, both in basketball and with our relationship with Christ. So just to face those challenges, face on, and just like want challenges to occur so that we can become stronger. So
as mentioned earlier, the daily devotions we do, whether it be before practice or before games, I like it a lot, because it's not like we just read a verse and then gloss over it and start practicing, but we really dive into the material there and try to understand it on a deeper level.
Yeah, I just say the coach is just reminding us every day that through adversity, that what kind of a teammate that Christ would be, and just like trying to pursue and like just like be a teammate that he would be, just like whether it be picking up your teammate and just encouraging them, keeping a positive attitude. So just having that be a constant reminder has just been really helpful.
All right away, we are into that second half after you heard from the LCS seniors at halftime. There's one of them, that's Brady McGear. Gage Holen, Gavin McGear, Drew Buchelman, Easton Marshbanks starting five on the floor for the Crusaders as well as for the Badgers, and into Marshbanks, and he scores, and I think that's the first time he's had the ball since that offensive foul on the other end late in the first half.
Yeah, and good job not lowering his shoulder. He's big enough he doesn't have to do that. Just stay straight up and down and make that play.
And Holtz misses a quick three on the other end, so Lincoln Christian can cut further into that lead. Inside now to Buchelman. He's on LeClaire. Turnaround and pops and scores from about 10 feet.
Great play there by Buchelman. And now it comes down to getting defensive stops.
And LeClaire has it. I'm just looking at LeClaire. It almost looks like he's got a black eye. He's the only member that got poked in the eye at one point in the first half.
Well, I actually noticed that it literally right when it happened. So I think that came before.
Yeah, I was gonna say your eye doesn't turn. You don't get a black eye in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and there's a foul on the drive to the basket before the shot. And that goes on Cale Bird, his first team foul. Crusaders led by Marshbanks with 13 in that first half, 6 from Drew Buchelman. On the other end, 12 from Austin Holtz to lead the Badgers. Inside, back outside. And now Gage up and over the defender, but misses the shot, and LeClaire strong for the rebound. And Buchelman got a hand on it and forces the turnover because then number 1, Wempen tried to save it, and it goes over to LCS. So Lincoln Christian can tie or get within 1 on this possession. Badgers had, I believe, 8 points was their biggest lead late in that second quarter. They took a 7-point lead to the break. Inside to Marshbanks, back outside. Brady McGear's open, and he is fouled. He's going to get 3 free throws.
And Wempen just backing into him a little soon there.
And Brady did a good job selling it.
He did.
It was probably a foul, but he hit the deck so he could sell it, and he'll have a chance for 3 free throws here.
You bet. It's one of those where it's tough to determine if he lands on the floor first, then it's just an on-the-ground foul, non-shooting. But once again, I'm glad to see Brady taking that shot, and that just adds a degree to our offense, just another factor if he can begin to step in and knock that down confidently.
And Brady, well, I guess that's about right. He goes 1 for 3, and I'm looking at his stats. He's only 31% free throw shooting. So
wow, that's surprising to me actually. Good shooter. He needs it. He really faded back on his free throw there, just almost as he was shooting a fadeaway a little bit there. That's going to make it hard to shoot consistent free throws.
And Holtz pops, misses. Buchelman high for the rebound. So again, Bennington still hasn't scored. 2.5 minutes in here in the third, and Lincoln Christian can tie or take the lead.
Surprised Buchelman gave up the ball there when he had it at the high post. He likes to work from that area.
Now Brady McGear. And inside to Buchelman, and he finishes.
Be fun to do that once. Nice pick and roll. Good bounce pass by McGear.
And that'll bring a timeout from the Badgers, as it is now a tie game. Crusaders have scored all 7 here in the third quarter to knot it up 38 apiece. There's a lot of great basketball going on in Grand Island today. You've heard about the Heartland Hoops Classic. It's going on. They've had some great games. The one going on right now at Lincoln Pius and Grand Island Central Catholic. So a couple of great teams. One's Class A and one's C2. Pius has a 19-12 lead after 1 quarter, but earlier today, Auburn beat BRLD. Those are the defending state champs in Class C1 and C2 from last year, and Auburn won their 55th straight game. So they haven't lost since before I had gray hair, practically. They won 52-46. Number 1 team in Class B, Elkhorn Mount Michael, they lost to Grand Island Senior High 47-40. Loganview Scribner Snyder beat Grand Island Northwest 60-56. St. Paul over Elkhorn North 47-44, and Mullen beat Loomis 51-46. Those guys had to get up early. That first game was 8 a.m. this morning.
You bet. That's high-quality basketball there. And Grand Island High, don't they have the young Trout?
Yep, right.
Put up 57 the other night.
And I was listening actually to some of that game today on the radio, and he kind of Elkhorn Mount Michael led by 13 in the first half, and Grand Island ends up winning it by 7, and he kind of took the team on his shoulders. And there's Wempen for a 3 from the corner. He misses, and the rebound to Marshbanks.
Well, being disciplined on offense got us right back into this game with solid defense. Let's see if we continue to do that.
Inside out, McGear for 3. And Brady leaves it short, and Buchelman tries to bounce the rebound, and quickly up ahead, here's Holtz. Doesn't have numbers, so he brings it back. And down low, and a missed. Good defense by Buchelman as Bird misses the shot. Bird hesitated to try to let Drew kind of fly up and over him, but Drew kind of kept his feet and forced the missed shot.
Yeah, it really was a great shot fake, but Drew standing on his toes at 6'7" with about a 7-foot arm span. That's still hard to get over.
And a miss on the Crusader end gives it back to the Badgers. Still tied, 38 apiece. Bennington still scoreless in the third. They go inside to LeClaire, back outside, and that's Wempen for 3, and he misses. Long rebound, though, is to Hughes.
And another one.
Bird misses another one, and this long rebound comes to Buchelman, and a good job by Drew to hold up. Let everybody pass and then set up.
Calling a set play here from Coach Nunley on the sideline. We'll see what we get into.
Marshbanks comes way outside.
Oh, man, Drew's jersey almost got jerked off there a little bit. Good hard cut.
Ball out of bounds to the Crusaders. Several subs come in for both teams. Hollenbeck on the floor now. Marshbanks to the bench. Brady McGear to the bench as well. And Gunnar Dworick on. And Gunnar's got the ball, guarded by Austin Holtz. Buchelman turns, hook shot, scores.
Nice. Drew's a pure scorer. He can do it in a lot of different ways. And I'd continue to go to that well.
Buchelman's got 12. Looked like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the sky hook there. Down low to Silas, goes up and over Hollenbeck and scores. First basket of the half for the Badgers.
Nice pass inside there and a good finish there by Isaac Connor.
Buchelman outside. Now Dworick. Ticking down to 2 minutes to go. 40 apiece. And Buchelman will launch a 3. Off the back iron, rebound to LeClaire. And he drives, stops, goes up and over. Buchelman misses the shot. Great defense by Drew, just went straight up with him. Crusaders.
There's Drew. Oh, I thought he was going to call for the ball there in that zone where he wants it again.
That's Gavin McGear. Gavin just one free throw in the game. Gavin averages 10 a game.
Wow, I did not know that stat. 10 free throws a game.
No, 10 points a game.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, wow, he gets to the line a ton.
Yeah. He averages 10 points a game, just 1 point. Of course, he set out a lot of that second quarter after he picked up his second foul.
Yep. And then Drew Buchelman there again working from that area. He really likes to get the ball. I'd keep demanding it.
And Drew is up to 14. Holtz, long 3, in and out. And a great rebound by Hollenbeck. I don't know who gets credit. Hollenbeck kind of knocked it over to Drew. We'll give them each a half a rebound maybe.
An assisted tackle, right?
And Gavin has to go back outside. Buchelman from the near side and hits another 3.
Big 3. Drew is heating up.
So Drew has exploded here in this half. And the Crusaders 45-4.
We're Jason and Stacy Bingham. We have 3 kids here, Alex, Sophie, and Bella. And I've been teaching here for over 5 years. I personally think right now that it's great to give your kids a solid foundation. I'm super thankful for the time my kids have gotten to spend here. That, along with parenting, has molded them into the children they are today. I don't want to brag on my kids, but like they're just great kids, and it has a lot to do with this school.
I think the other thing that we talked a lot about was just being worried about, like, are our kids going to be in a bubble? Like, are they going to learn about real life here? There aren't perfect people here, you know, everybody's still on a journey, and they're still kids. I feel like, you know, we have our oldest that's getting ready to graduate, and I feel like he's ready, and he's been prepared to do whatever God's leading him into in the next stage of his life. So Lincoln Christian's been a really big part of that, so.
For sure.
All right, here we go. Out of the timeout, the Crusaders with a 5-point lead, and this might be the biggest lead LCS has had. They had a lead a few times in the first half. Inside to Hughes. Has to come back outside.
Did we come out in a – nope, we're man. I thought we came out in a zone there for a second. Oh, it looks like we did.
I think it is a man. What, a 2-3, and there's a long three from number 15. That is Bloom. He had a couple baskets, 2-pointers in the first half, but he misses that shot. And the Crusaders, just 5 seconds to go in the half. And Marshbanks and Buchelman.
Oh!
That shot would have gone, but it's a little bit short, so the Crusaders take a 5-point lead to the fourth quarter. All right, fourth quarter underway, and the Crusaders with a 5-point lead. Bennington with the first chance. Back in, back out. Now Hughes drives, comes back outside. And Wempen with it. In the corner, Cale Bird with the three, and no good. Rebound to Marshbanks. Crusaders held Bennington to just 2 points in that third quarter, and Holtz, their leading scorer, I think he only had maybe 2 or 3 shots in that quarter.
Yeah, difficulty getting in their offense, and that's a credit to the Crusader pressure defense there. But didn't show as much patience as they did in the first half.
So the Crusaders, big quarter, and they went from 7 down to 5 up, but still a manageable game for Bennington. Crusaders can't let the foot off the gas.
They're in a 2-3 zone here, and this is one of those questions as a coach. Do you want them to play a zone or do you not? Because when you have a lead, you don't have to initiate the zone if you don't want to, and then eventually they have to play man-to-man. But if you like them in a zone, then you keep attacking.
LeClaire picks up his first foul, and really heads-up play by Holland flying down the floor. He didn't have any chance to make that shot, but he was going to shoot so he could get to the line.
Yep, you bet.
And Gage, just 3 points. He's right at his season average, but scoring is only a small part of his game.
Yeah, Gage really brings a ton to the team in a lot of different ways. And a lot of times that's just taking out whichever player he's guarding kind of out of the game. Don't know how many steals he's averaging on the season, but he has a hand in a lot of them.
LeClaire back outside. Wempen. And a foul. Ball tipped away, and the foul is going to go on Gavin McGear, and that'll be 3 on Gavin. Just the first team foul on the Crusaders in this half, grabbing the only player on either team with 3 personals. Oh, Gage had a chance for a steal, and LeClaire goes all the way, and they're going to say a foul, and that'll go, is it on Marshbanks?
Yep, and there's just a coaching opportunity there. If he doesn't jump, it's a charge, but when you jump, you're going to get that foul called, and that's a good call, and LeClaire with a great, strong take.
LeClaire had 8 all in the first half. In and out with that. Hughes, the only guy who got a basket in that third quarter for Bennington. And again, Holtz, he's at 12 all in the first half. 17 is his season average. You know he's not done scoring yet, so LeClaire goes 1 for 2. And it's a 6-point lead, 6.5 to go in the game. Second to last home game for Lincoln Christian. Crusaders on the road Wednesday at Boys Town, home next Friday for Bishop Neumann. That foul goes on LeClaire.
Yeah, you got Bishop Neumann coming in. You get prepared to see a 1-3-1, usually.
Yep. They've played the 1-3-1 since the Grover Cleveland administration. From the elbow, Buchelman leaves that one just a bit short. And Wahoo Public, they play the 1-3-1 a lot. Everybody in Wahoo likes the 1-3-1, I think.
Yeah.
And Hughes misses the 3. He had an open look at it. Buchelman high for the rebound. Inside to Marshbanks, goes up and over Hughes and scores.
Wow, what just nice touch there. No backboard. That's a tough angle. Good soft hands.
So Marshbanks and Buchelman both with 17 for Lincoln Christian. So 34 of the 49 between those two guys. Long one from Wempen, and he hit it, and that's a big basket for Bennington.
That is a big basket. If you're the Crusaders, that's a shot you want him to take, and it's no. Yes, when you're Bennington. So, but nice looking stroke.
Inside to Marshbanks, and Drew with a great pass up and over the defense.
Yeah. Here's the thing, if you're going to play zone, you got to know where Holtz is all times. Ooh.
And now LeClaire through the defenders, and is that foul going to go on Marshbanks? If it is, that'll be.
He was the last one there, the 3, so I imagine that might be on Gage.
No, they call it to Marshbanks, and so that is 4 on Easton. He's going to have to take a seat on the bench, and that'll potentially change the complexion of the game a little bit here. And LeClaire hits the free throw, back to a 6-point game.
You know, Keith, that's one of those, regardless of, what the foul is, you just got to learn as a player that when you have 3 fouls, you just got to stay out of that scrum. Don't dig in there and take a risk again your 4th foul when you're starting to take over the game offensively.
So we're right back where we started the 4th quarter, a 5-point lead, and Buchelman tries to change that, and he does.
And a big answer by Drew Buchelman.
Drew was calling for that pass. Bennington had put on some pressure, and Crusaders got the pass up and over. And a good play by Connor to wait, let the defender fly over the top. He misses the shot, but he'll go to the line. Foul is on Ethan Hollenbeck, his 2nd.
That play before, you had mentioned Gavin's good court vision. He picking up Drew all the way down court and the strength to throw that. But this Isaac Connor, he does a nice job of just kind of sneaking in behind the zone and making an impact that way. And just a sophomore.
And talking about Gavin and his passing ability, that I mentioned that in that first half. He had a half-court lob to Buchelman the other night against Aquinas. So Connor 1 for 2. And the foul goes on LeClaire, 5th team foul on Bennington. 14 fouls on the Crusaders. Here comes McGear with it. And another foul. This is on Trey Bird. So they've got Trey Bird and Cale Bird both on the team. I'm not sure if they're brothers or not, but they also have an assistant coach, Zach Bird, but his name's spelled differently. His is Bird with a Y, so no relation there.
And I don't know if they're trying to get us to the one-on-one this early or just 2 quick fouls there by Trey Bird.
And it will be 1-1 now.
Maybe they watched the shooting free throws in the first half and said, this is the strategy.
Oh, and that one's in and out. So McGear misses the shot. And Bennington back on offense. They're down 7. Now Connor drives, goes up and misses. And then that ball batted around, and finally Bennington has it. And a good block by Hollenbeck, and they say it's off number 15, Caden Bloom.
Great job staying straight up and down there. And Isaac Connor again with just an explosive athletic take to the hole there. Just didn't get it to fall.
So Bennington was supposed to play Blair last night. Game was canceled, I'm assuming, for weather. Buchelman for 3. That one is left short. I think maybe it was tipped.
Yeah.
Or his arm was tipped, one or the other.
And
on the other end, Bloom scores the 3.
One of those where I think everyone was watching the ball there and Buchelman's right arm just kind of taken from him.
Oh, and Gage can't grab that one. So all of a sudden, Bennington, that was I guess you could call that kind of a six-point turn of events. If Drew would have hit that 3, he misses, and then on the other end, Bloom hits the 3, and now Bennington's got the ball again, and they can get down to 2 or 1.
Yeah, you bet. Big couple of events there.
And Holtz scores. Good move to the basket from Austin Holtz. And he's got 14, but that's his first basket since the first half. Both teams with 3 times out left in the game. Marshbanks is back in there with those 4 fouls. He can't finish. Loose ball, and McGear tips it to McGear. Brady ends up with it, and Lincoln Christian will reset.
And good strong move by Easton there, handling a lot of contact and almost got the finish.
He'll try again. Ball is knocked out of his hands, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Lincoln Christian. I wasn't sure who the call was going to go on there. They say it does go off Connor. Bounce inside to Holen, and he'll come back outside.
Ooh.
Yeah, that missed a few fingertips getting through there.
Oh, and again, Drew.
And that ball ends up, and Bennington has it. Boy.
A lot of contact going there. Drew getting his arm taken, and then we kind of piled into their player there as well. Fans kind of getting a little anxious.
And LeClaire back outside. Oh, Connor travels. You know what? I think he wanted to take the 3, decided not to, and he who hesitates is lost, right?
Yep. Everybody feeling the pressure there a little bit. The fans getting into it, and I think in a typical situation, he probably fires that shot. Good timeout by Coach Nunley.
Coach Nunley's going to take a timeout, so we'll take a quick break. Out of the timeout, the Crusaders will have the ball and a 54-52 lead. Lincoln Christian led by as many as 7 here in the second half, and Bennington has cut it back to 2. So Bennington, they've just got one game left next Thursday night, and it's a tough one. They play Elkhorn Mount Michael, the number 1 rated team in Class B. And again, the Crusaders on the road, an unusual Wednesday night game up at Boys Town. And then Friday night at home against Bishop Neumann. And the girls, of course, start sub-district play on Monday night, 7 o'clock. The game is in Malcolm, and Lincoln Christian plays Raymond Central, and you can watch that on the Malcolm Strive channel, strive.tv/Malcolm.
Exciting time for our girls. They've been on a nice little run here. And
Marshbanks will go to the line. Yeah, big win on Thursday out at Kearney. The great fourth quarter for the Crusader girls, although they went to the fourth with the lead. Kearney Catholic scored the first 7 points of the quarter, and then Lincoln Christian scored the last 8 and ended up winning the game by 4.
Well, it's been a fun crew to watch this year, and obviously a bunch of young girls playing, and just, I'm trying to think in my head here, but other than McKiley Els and Hallie Heiser, not a lot of experience coming back from that semifinal team, and young girls stepping in. Ashlyn Els would be another one with some of that experience.
Oh, and that'll be a foul on Gavin McGear. Looked like the...
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he did an incredible job getting to the spot, being willing to take the contact. But those are tough calls on the spur of the moment.
And that's going to be 4 on Gavin. He stays on the floor with 4. Now Connor with it. And a great bounce pass and a finish by number 15, Bloom, and he makes it a 1-point game.
You bet. That was a design play there by Bennington, and timely play too. Just an organized dribble and backdoor cut.
Well, we're in for an exciting finish. And a push, and is that going to put Buchelman on the line?
Well, I don't believe in jinx, so I'm just going to say it. That would be the last guy that I would want to foul if I'm Bennington at this time. And Drew's a primetime player.
And he misses. He's got 17 still. He shoots 70% from the line. So the Crusaders have left some points on the floor, and LeClaire goes all the way and gives Bennington the lead, and Holland has the foul.
Good, strong take there by LeClaire. And just finishing even with his right hand, which created contact on the left side, but just good finish.
Holland takes the foul. Easton Marshbanks back on the floor for the Crusaders. And LeClaire will have a chance to give Bennington a 2-point lead. And he does. So again, we'll see that Crusaders have missed some free throws. Bennington's made most of theirs tonight.
Yeah, we've left a lot of points at the line here, but these are the possessions here that matters, and they're double teaming Big E on the block. They're not even hiding it.
And McGear down to 45 seconds, and a foul will put Gavin at the line.
Good strong take by Gavin there.
Cale Bird with his second foul, but it's 10 team fouls, so it's double bonus time. And he misses. Crusaders' free throw shooting has really hurt us down the stretch here. We'll see what happens, but even if Gavin makes this, then we're going to have to foul because Bennington will obviously try to take the air out of the ball, and he misses both.
Wow. Well, there's still going to be several possessions here.
And Holtz is not the guy you want to foul. Of course, Holtz is the guy who's going to keep the ball.
We need a double team and make him give it up. Make him give up the basketball. Now there's his foul.
But they get it down low to Wempen, and he scores the easy basket, and it's a 4-point lead for the Badgers in just 25 seconds to go. So the Crusaders have got some trouble on their hands here.
Taking a lot of time here.
And down to 15 seconds. And a timeout with 12 seconds. So the Crusaders are going to have to hope for a miracle here. Lincoln Christian had a 7-point lead, which seems like just a minute and a half ago or so, and now they're down by 4.
Yeah. You had called it on that. There just was a play there where there was a huge swing of momentum.
Yep. Yeah, I think Drew had missed that 3. Maybe he was fouled, but no call. And then down on the other end, made 3 by Bennington. I think that was Bloom who hit the 3, and that was a 6-point swing, and it's a 4-point game right now.
Yep. And then Lincoln Christian just leaving a lot of points at the free throw line, and so we're going to have to score fast, foul fast.
And McGear launches a 3. No good, out of bounds. It'll go over to Bennington, just 3 seconds to go. So the Badgers are going to get out of here with the win. They'll go to 10-8 on the season, and the Crusaders will fall to 10-8. And Bloom is back in. So another 20-point game for Drew Buchelman, but it's going to come in a loss. And Brady McGear with the foul, 2.5 seconds to go, though, and it's a 2-possession game, so not a lot the Crusaders can do. You know, a lot of things went right for the Crusaders. They really shut down Holtz in that second half. He's got 14. He's at the line right now. So that'll probably give him – oh, he misses. And that's going to do it. So Bennington – oh, Brady almost hit a 3-pointer, but it still would have left the Crusaders a point short. Buchelman finishes with 20. So does Marshbanks. 20-20 for the 2 big scores for the Crusaders, but Lincoln Christian left a few too many points on the floor, a few turnovers here and there, and they can't get the job done tonight. Let's see. Gage Holland finishes with 4, 2 for Gunnar Dworick, 1 for Gavin McGear. So again, there's a big hole in our usual scoring. Gavin usually averages 10 a game and just had 1 free throw tonight. 5 for Brady McGear. And for Bennington, they were led by Tyler LeClaire and Austin Holtz, both finished with 14. So Crusaders got to regroup. A couple of tough games Thursday at Kearney Catholic and today against Bennington, but they've got 2 more chances in the regular season to get things back on track before sub-districts.
You bet, you bet. And tonight, you know, was one of those, Keith, that hurts because pretty much felt like we had the game in control there at the end. And honestly, just if you could rehab those 3 minutes over, I'm sure Coach Nunley and the team would like to do that. But at the same time, these aren't the games that matter the most. Get prepared, get better each game, and I'm sure they'll do that.
So next action here on the Crusader Sports Network on Monday, we got girls junior high basketball and an early start, 4 o'clock for the A game against Wahoo, and then the B game after that, and then turnover to the Malcolm Strive channel on Monday night, 7 o'clock against Raymond Central. And if the Crusaders win on Monday, they'll play Malcolm on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. And then next boys game on Wednesday night up at Boys Town. They stream their games, and we'll tweet out information on that so you can watch that. And then next Friday, we'll be here for JV and varsity basketball, Lincoln Christian and Bishop Neumann here on the Crusader Sports Network. For Zach Cassabaum, I'm Keith Miles. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening.